Welcome to the BeyondBitcoin Whaletank. Be sure to follow the BeyondBitcoin tag on Steem, as well as our Hangout host Official Fuzzy for the latest Whaletank updates. To participate in the discussion, simply find the weekly Whaletank RSVP post and RSVP with a topic or proposal in the comments. Whaleshares creates synergy between BitShares and Steem by rewarding developers and helpful community members. The Whaletank has already distributed over $70,000 in upvotes during its first month. You can also create and trade your own cryptographically secure whale tokens and get an automatic seat in the Whale Council. Whaleshares work for the chain based on votes by the community. If you're interested in becoming a founding member of the Whale Council, let us know by sending an email to beyondbitcoin@gmail.com with the subject Whale Council. Be on the lookout for our new forums coming soon.
Welcome everyone to Whaletank number 231. Today is Saturday, November 4th, 2017. So we're going to be hanging out today with different people who've signed up for the Whaletank. Just to give a real quick layout of the land, Whaletank was established for us to create the means by which we can send out tokens that are backed by Steem power but are traded on BitShares. And you can actually upvote yourself with these tokens using one of the coolest cross-chain, if not the only real cross-chain use case in the space that can be used by everyday people. So it's a very cool thing that everybody can utilize. Whaleshares is the service. BeyondBits is my token. So we distribute BeyondBits at these hangouts, and Akrid is here, but I don't know if he's planning on distributing Whaleshares. He's the person who distributes Whaleshares for the Whaleshares community. Every week we join up and we allow people the platform to sign up, get paid to talk about and continue updating people on their projects. So if you've heard somebody who comes on and talks on a frequent basis, maybe it's worth starting to pay attention to what they're doing. If they're continuously giving you updates and showing you progress, it's a very valuable thing. And if they're stepping away, then maybe there's a reason for that. I want to make it clear to everybody, we keep this open as an open forum. We do not necessarily 100% govern who joins up. And there will be people who harm and abuse the tokens that we distribute. But overall, we have found that more people use these for the reasons of building value and building trust in the ecosystem. So go to steemit.com @officialfuzzy every week. Look up the Whaletank RSVP for the BeyondBitcoin Whaletank that we have here every Saturday. And if you have a token, you will get some special benefits. If you actually have a token, you are more likely to get 1,000 BeyondBit prize every week. You are also able to double the order of precedent. So your project, if you have a token that you link that is on the BitShares DEX, will most likely will have a lot better chance against those that do not link it to be first in line. And in addition to that, if you want to share drop on people who attend this hangout, we do have a guest book that we have and everybody will sign today. And if you want to add time to your 15-minute default, you can do so by share dropping on the people with your token. So with that said, today our order of precedence that has been established is KrazyKrista is going to be talking about Whaleshares. And then we're going to follow it up with ForrestWillie talking about purity. So with that said, KrazyKrista, you said, my goodness, you're late, but that's fine. Feel free to step up and talk about Whaleshares, and we have 15 minutes.
Actually, it will be me, Akrid, and KrazyKrista. We're both going to share this event here, if you don't mind.
I'm loving it, man.
All right. Well, while she's getting set up, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Whaleshares. So what Whaleshares is a community and a token. It's a user-issued asset on the BitShares blockchain that was created by Official Fuzzy here, and it allows you to trade the asset for a vote on Steemit. So it enables people to get the vote of a whale, the delegation of which is offered by block trades. So Fuzzy and block trades are the great enablers here that allow people to use this service. Now I'm going to go ahead and link the Discord here. And if you would like to join the Discord chat room, I shared the link. There's a lot of great people there, supportive, working together to grow as a community with the help of the Whaleshares, of course. Now, these whale shares are distributed in a few different ways. We host contests, giveaways, and pay people for their contributions to the community. There's a great guide here that was created by Eric, and I'm going to share that as well. If anybody does not know how to use the whale shares, it's essentially the same as BeyondBit that most of us are familiar with here.
Okay, I guess it's my turn now. Sorry I'm late, everybody. My name is KrazyKrista. I hope you can hear me okay. I didn't have time to put my laptop up. So I'm a mod over on Whaleshares, and I help kind of keep the peace around there. We also have a couple of other great mods around there. Steem Power Picks. I like to call him the MVP. He's my most valuable player around there, or Akrid's most valuable player, really. And he helps with moderation. He also is involved with doing the audio here for Whaletank, and also for the BitShares talk, and he does it for Beyond Bitcoin on Tuesdays with Fuzzy as well. We also have NepD. He helps mod around there, answer questions, and he runs the HairShare token, and actually the channel there as well. And then we also have Chucky Fucky, who's our Spanish mod. He's trying to help to get the Spanish community more involved in our Discord channel by doing like translations and answering questions. We have a couple channels set up there now too as well.
Well, I'll say this, you guys definitely make the community very real. It's a very grassroots thing, but what you guys have accomplished is pretty cool. You have a lot of different things going on, and it's very valuable between Steem and BitShares.
Yeah, and we have a lot of great people, including the people that were just listed. We have contest coordinators who are actually sponsored by Whaleshares. They have a contest or a giveaway that they like to run, and we enable them with the prizes that they can distribute, which are in the form of Whaleshares. Now, our contest coordinators, they have a special rank in the Discord. If anybody wants to know who they are, they're on pretty often. We also have a account on Steemit called @contests. I'll get you the link here. And this contests account, it's a public account for the use of the contest coordinators. We all have the posting key, and every time we create a contest or update the contest, announce the winners, etc., we go ahead and go to this contest account, upvote the post for a little bit of promotion, re-steam it so everybody has a centralized location to find all the sponsored contests there. And the contests has about 500 or 600 Steem power, I believe. We've gotten delegation from myself, Paula G, and Kid for Life. Paula G and Kid for Life are excellent members of the community. They're contest coordinators as well. Now, I also want to talk about a few of the events that we have going on aside from the contests that people run. We have some great events. For instance, KrazyKrista runs a weekly voice chat giveaway. So on a random day, random time throughout the week, we go ahead and make a post on Steemit, say welcoming a number of people who may or may not be new to the community to join us, have a chat, discuss some things, maybe teach them what Whaleshares are, and reward them for interacting with us in the community. There is a live post promotion run by Freedom Exists. It's actually an excellent idea where we all gather together. Freedom Exists facilitates a voice chat where he allows people to discuss a post that they have written and let everybody know what their beliefs were, what their intentions are, explain it in a way that allows others to interact. So we encourage people to comment, upvote, and then we reward the person who's promoting their post with some Whaleshares at the end as well. I also host a weekly Whaleshares live tutorial, so people who are completely new to the BitShares exchange and Whaleshares sign up for this tutorial, and I give them a step-by-step explanation along with screen sharing, and they are able to join me for some learning. I provide them with some Whaleshares to use. We go ahead and sell one of those Whaleshares, so we have BitShares in order to cover the transaction fees, and then we demonstrate the ability to place a whale vote on their post of their choice with those whale shares. So it's altogether a great experience. People really seem to enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and share another link here, which is the calendar that we use. On this calendar, you'll see that you can sign up for the live tutorial. It is limited to 9 members right now. I do it completely over Discord, so most people have the tools available to attend. And finally, there is one more link that I'm going to share. It is the market that is listed on the BitShares exchange for Whaleshares to BitShares. Now, this market is, Whaleshares does not sell these assets. They are distributed in the manner that I have outlined here. People who earn them or win them are the ones that sell these whale shares and decide what price they want to sell them for. And some people can buy them from those people. They have every right to do what they wish. So Krista here is going to go ahead and throw some at you guys, apparently. So she is going to throw whale shares at people who attend, sign up for the guest book, and Fuzzy will have that information when he's ready. And I believe that's everything that I have set out to discuss. Is there anything that else you want to say about it, Krista?
I just wanted to mention that we also randomly distribute them to people in the community, people who are active. You know, we've been over on Steem at some, telling people to come see us, including that in some of our posts, inviting them over to the community. And sometimes it's nice to get a little surprise when they show up to visit with us. So,
isn't that awesome? So I guess that covers exactly what we wanted to let you guys know. And does anybody have any questions concerning this?
Yeah, I'll ask you, how many people do you see who join up who are kind of surprised they don't have to buy upvotes and that they can earn them from helping out?
Actually, most people are surprised by it. We point them directly towards the people who run the contest, the people who are sponsored, and they think that it is an awesome opportunity to have all that, laid out for them to essentially interact with the communities that they're being introduced to. And then their next question is, how do I become sponsored? So what we like to do is we like to give sponsorships to some of the newer people with fresh ideas and support them as they grow. And once they're able to support their own contest on their own accord with the upvotes and community standing that they've earned throughout the time of our sponsorship, we like to move on and give that opportunity to other people.
Well, let me ask you then, on the other side, what is the biggest complaint about whale shares?
Well, the biggest complaint is usually people who do not know or understand how to use it. There's some confusion on who to send the account to and what the name of the asset is. For instance, it's the asset name is Whaleshare instead of Whaleshares, and the account you send it to is called Whaleshares with an S and not Whaleshare.
it takes a lot of time sometimes to explain that to people because there is a very real language barrier going on in a lot of instances, hence the need for a Spanish channel. But there's also, it's such a diverse place. So it takes a while to explain it to people how to use them, but we usually get the job done. So
yeah, we always also encourage people to use whaleshares.net. It allows you to verify your post before adding value to it and gives you the information listed there to know who to send the asset to and which asset to use.
Yeah, and one thing that I want to make clear to people who might not be here but are listening, and that is that what KrazyKrista just said, we normally help them get it figured out. And that's an important statement because what I would say is that a lot of people, when they start using BitShares in general, it's a very difficult ecosystem for them to figure out because they're so used to just a wallet where all you can do is send and receive, and that's it. You don't have to go elsewhere. You don't have to do anything. But to a degree, you guys are actually acting as customer support for BitShares in a way by doing this. So I want to make that clear too, because it's kind of an important thing to have people here because you guys are working over there to help out the community, but you're also kind of helping BitShares in the process, and Steemians, right? It's helping both.
That's absolutely true. We do have a lot of people approach us with issues, and we help them and resolve their issues and teach them the interface as much as we possibly can. We're also excellent at onboarding new members to the BitShares exchange. For instance, I myself have 76 referrals so far in the past month and a half, maybe 2 months. So it definitely creates an opportunity where people can be introduced to tools that they had no clue existed in the first place. It's really great cross-chain application or example of cross-chain compatibility.
And that's a good point. And one thing that if people were to sell this, in my opinion, if people were to promote this on Steem and elsewhere, we would see that the crypto ecosystem would say, wait a second, they can do things like this because the chains are so fast and users can't do that anywhere else. I see that as one of the biggest selling points. And I think that you guys helping to build a community that can help display that and can help other people understand it and even use it, that's what you guys are doing. You're planting seeds. So I really appreciate what you're doing. And I appreciate Block Trades continuing to give the steam power or delegation to our community and to the people who are helping, because you guys are doing amazing stuff over there. And you don't really get paid enough. So I'll say that too.
Yeah, and just like you said, the use case is so quick that once you send the transaction to receive the vote, it happens within just a few seconds. I had one time the nodes were acting up and I had to wait 30 seconds. I almost had a heart attack.
30 seconds is some of the fastest cryptocurrencies out there other than BitShares and Steem. So you actually have people out there promoting that their cryptocurrencies are 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, and I also want to point out the fact that there have been many examples of people who joined Whaleshares Community and actually developed their own unique projects from within and with the help of people around there. There's a lot of great projects such as Hairshares, VoiceShares. There's Build a Whale. Marky Mark hangs out in Whaleshares all the time. He's great company to have around. And these people develop great things, and we like to support that and are always willing to help. You'll always find somebody there who is interested in growing and building and creating things. It's awesome.
Does anybody here in this community right here have any questions or comments that they'd like to bring up?
I do. I'd like to thank these two amazing individuals for persevering and do what they do. They do it at so many different hours of the day, late, really late at night, quite often, only to just wake up here early in the morning today. I've seen that. I've been part of that. I don't know if anybody else is interested that hears this. It's always nice to just watch other people do really good work. But sometimes they might want to have a day off or do something else. So if anybody else has the urge to kind of get interested in what they do and maybe try it out for a day or, help them out, I bet you if I ask them right now, they might be interested in getting a third or fourth person to, take some of the load off of them. And is that true? That's my question.
Yeah, we're always willing to help people who are looking out for the best interest of the community. So if they are looking to provide any sort of service that they want or, get involved in the community in any way, we're always there ready to support them as far as we can.
Akrid's the boss dude, so I'm just letting him answer that part for you. We try to get people involved, though, like he said, if they want to be involved, absolutely. It is a lot of hard work. Usually one of the three of us is there, either myself, Akrid, or SPP. So I think that we've got like the mod part of it pretty well down pat, but it's busy, attending a voice chat one day or, being there to whatever, help with each other. So, I mean, it's a great team that we have going.
Well, that's kind of why I asked that question, is because I worry about that. You can have a great team. Like, this is not to sell you guys short, but I've seen this time and time again over the years where you have a great team. They do it for 6 months. The fascination kind of wears off, and then you lose a member. And I just, rather than see it, the forecast down the road that might happen or life gets busy, if there's somebody else that wants to get in now while you guys are setting the great examples on a part-time basis, you can say, I don't mind doing the first week of the month, or these days or those days. Now would be the time when they've got this synergy going on and it's a great experience, is to get involved now so you can get, you guys can bleed off into a third or a fourth or a fifth person, so that we have like a group of 5 that just go through, and you guys can still be the heads of the group, but there's somebody else. Like, if I had more time, I would do it myself too. I would sit in there it's not hard. You sit in there for 3-4 hours, and then I guess you deal with whoever comes by and talks to them. Like, I'm starting to learn what you guys do as I watch.
Yeah, that's a great point. And right now is a good time for people to step up and show that they are willing and able to contribute in a meaningful manner. And just like the contest coordinators, I kind of give them a revolving door to be able to support themselves. One of these days, I'm going to want to step away and move on to bigger and better things. So I'll need to make sure that somebody else is here to take my place when it's needed.
Well, I'll say this. I think that what we're going to be ending up seeing is, if I get what I'm doing accomplished, the Whaleshares community will be a very strong community to leverage it. So those bigger and better things, I will say I'm trying to bring them to you guys. We'll see how it works out, because I can't obviously say how the community will respond. But because I think I sometimes, like, for instance, Whaleshares, I thought that it would go viral on, there'd be, and it was going viral on Steem. But it didn't end up doing where I thought it was going to go. And we won't get into the reasons why, but I will say that with what we're doing, I look forward to bringing it to the Whaleshares community, because I think that these bigger and better things are coming. And I'm glad that we have a community, because I will be very honest, I don't have to touch the Whaleshares community. I'm very rarely even going into the Whaleshares Discord these days because of the things that I'm doing. But I know that community and the people who are in it and working on it are doing amazing things, and I don't have to micromanage them. So kind of in the light of what IntelliGuy was saying, you guys have kind of accomplished that for me. So I appreciate it greatly, and it's enabling me to help do some of these things that I think is going to be extremely valuable moving forward for us.
Yeah, and one thing that I find about the character of the people who join is they are all open and willing and actively searching for new opportunities, new projects to get on board. So I think that, like I said, many of them have created their own projects and, moved on to their own things that they want to accomplish. And I think that there's a lot of people there who are looking for something like that as well. Everybody's looking for a way to succeed in the world, and I think you're doing a great job providing that.
Well, the tools that you guys will have will be better. So I look forward to that day, and I look forward to seeing what happens from it, because a lot of the people that are there, they're working off of, let's face it, they're working off of fumes. Like, Whaleshares, yes, they're valuable, but for the size of the community, it's hard to get a community that's going to be able to be well funded with that. So I could, of course, put BeyondBits toward it, but BeyondBits are going toward developing stuff and helping things in this whale tank. But we're going to be moving more and more in the direction of developing stuff and paying for the development of stuff to make this stuff easier for you guys. So I'm glad that we're going to be able to offer it, and I look forward to seeing you guys with these Voltron tools in your hands, because you're doing well with the first one. And now, with that said, we have a couple minutes left. Is there anything that you guys would like to wrap up on, and how can people contact you guys?
Well, we're always available on Discord, and I would encourage you to follow some of the key members on Steem. That would be great to do, and especially at contests. That's the easiest way to find access to all of the giveaways and potential ways to earn those whale shares.
Sounds good. Maybe I'll have to do something to, maybe we can do a contest on tweeting some of these contests. We'll make it a meta contest.
There you go.
All right. Well, I will also let everybody know that you can reach out and you can join the Whaleshares Discord from the RSVP posts. I post a link in there. Sometimes the link that is not supposed to ever go bad goes bad. So if that happens, let me know. But otherwise, you can always go to our RSV posts, and we have the Whaleshares Discord link directly in there. Now, with that said, Thank you for joining up today, you two, and thank you mostly for everything that you're doing behind the scenes. I think it's very important that you stepped up to be able to talk about what you were doing today. Very important. Now, with that said, Crypto Hippie, aka ForrestWillie from Purity, is going to be speaking about some updates on the Purity project. Purity was launched here, their pre-sale was launched here, and I'm looking forward to hearing what updates they have.
Well, good morning, everybody. I wanted to stop by. It's been a while since I've been on the show, and just give you guys some updates on where we're at with Purity. We just launched our public pre-sale is going on right now, and that has started on November 1st. So I'll put a link to it here in Mumble. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, moving forward, we got a couple different directions and people or groups of people that we're trying to market to first. So music is one of those, because music is something that everybody understands, and there's always communities built around music. Is anybody not familiar with our project?
Could you give them, just for anybody who's listening after the fact, could you maybe give them like a minute intro?
Sure, no problem. So Purity was built after we were inspired by Steem, but wanted to take it to the next level as far as community building goes. And so we did that by going offline into real life situations. So we not only reward content like Steem, but we also reward human interaction and group human interaction within communities that are started on the platform. So it's came a long ways. To be honest, I didn't realize how big of a project this was when we started it. There's really no end to what communities could be created and what activities could be rewarded within those communities. So we kind of had to narrow it down a bit, and not that it's not for all communities in any communities, but in order to pitch it, we had to break it down to how it would work in the music industry. So we have a little promo video, and I just threw that in the chat. So yeah, it's a whole universe of possibility, to say the least. So within that, some other exciting news is, I've talked on here before about Handshake, and what Handshake is our way of writing smart contracts within our platform, and we wanted to make something that is easy for the average person to use. Ask your mom or dad or brother or sister how to use a smart contract, and they might look at you with a blank stare on their face. Ask some of us how to use smart contracts, and you might get the same stare. And so we wanted to just make it easy for communities to create smart contracts, know what they're getting into, and then also put those out for people to use. So that's Purity. We're rewarding on and offline activity. That's the introduction right there, Fuzz.
Thank you.
Do you are you building your own blockchain, or are you utilizing like Graphene or EOS once it comes out?
We're building it on Tendermint, actually.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, Tendermint it's basically a blockchain toolkit that you can build blockchains on top of and build interfaces to interact with the blockchain as well. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's the guys that are doing Cosmos now. You might have heard of Cosmos. Cross-chain, interaction, basically, is what they're working on right now. But so we built on Tendermint. Our crowd sale that we're doing right now, it's an ERC20 token. And so you'll need an Ethereum wallet to participate in that. And those tokens are then tradable for our token and launch. Another exciting thing that I wanted to talk about was on our crowd sale page, we put up we have everything. We have the details of our token sale, where the funds are going. We have what our token model is, but the exciting thing for me was this roadmap that we did. We are well into
The site looks nice, by the way.
At what point will the pure crowdfund tokens over on the BitShares DEX be tradable over to the actual pure coin wallet?
Well, it says in here the token pre-sale, and then they go into platform alpha launch. Invite-only testnet would be December 2017. I would imagine that would be the time that you would actually be able to use those tokens, but they would be just like a test version of, you know what I mean? They'll most likely launch it with the Genesis block. Those will be in there in some way, shape, or form. Kind of think of BitShares in this case as an ERC20. And of course, for those who are not familiar, the actual crowdfunder, the token crowd sale that they began, they're starting out higher than the highest price that people bought in on BitShares. So they gave us and the people at Beyond Bitcoin a substantial discount on getting in on this. And as you can tell, when you look at their purity.io/crowd sale, hashtag section 6A, and that's where you go to the roadmap. You can see that they're on their roadmap and they're going in the direction of that.
How's the pre-sale going so far?
I believe the pre-sale has ended on BitShares and they are now moved to ERC20.
Yeah, that was the early adopters, I guess, on BitShares, and the ERC20 is November 1st through November 30th, or until sold out. I was just curious to see how many have been sold so far in the 4 days that it's been running.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I'd like to hear from Forrest on that one, to be honest with you.
Can you guys hear me?
There he is.
Perfectly.
All right. So yeah, it's coming not as quickly as we would like, but we're doing we have a bunch of PR coming out today that we've been working on. We had a guy that just doing marketing for us, and so a lot of the stuff that he's been working on is going into effect today. So we're hoping to see a bigger turnout at the
promo
crowd
video
sale.
was nice.
Yeah, it kind of explains. So that's like one type of community that could use Purity, and it's hard to sell something that you can say, yeah, it's anything you want, whatever you want to make of it, And so for that promo video, it's just one use case. We're going to make a bunch more promo videos as well, and a bunch more use cases, and kind of show people. One of the ones that was always close to my heart was just education. Why couldn't you reward kids for going to school? There's not much difference. Or even what we're doing here right now, Beyond Bitcoin Hangout. This is online, but we could also reward stuff like this. So it's exciting. There's no limit to what community you might start, So as long as you can build community around it and have active members, then everybody can get rewarded. So it's really exciting for me. Really exciting project for us.
This might bring you a lot of funding. Have you considered pitching this to George Soros for his bought and paid protests?
Have not.
Maybe this is a way that you can get a huge injection of money. Hey, Mr. Soros, you evil man, why don't you pay a bunch of people to Purity tokens to protest? Or you could, ask him to do the education thing. I don't think he'd be so happy with that. But all joking aside,
we'll take his money. That's fine.
All joking aside, have you guys considered potentially leveraging the Whaleshares community on this? Like, they might be able to promote Purity quite a bit.
Yeah, that's something that I'm definitely interested in. And who would I talk to at this point? I know it's kind of changed a bit since I was last hanging out there, but...
Well, you're actually in here. The two of the people who are some of the bigger people in the Whaleshares community actually came in today to talk about the project in general before you did. So, yeah, it would be something that they could direct all of their contests towards, all their contest people towards doing something with,
Okay, well, yeah, I'd say shoot me a little email. You can just do Forrest, Forrest, at purity.io, or talk on Discord. That's even easier.
Yeah, stop in a Discord anytime. We're always there. Feel free to message me or Krista or Steem Power Picks.
Cool. Yeah, I would really appreciate that because we're, like I said, it costs a lot of money to run an ICO, man. So anything that,
Yes, it does.
other help that we can get, would be great.
Well, one of the reasons why you've heard people in Steem leadership, I guess we call it, would come out and say that Steem is the perfect place for ERC types of tokens. The reason why they're saying that is that you could leverage the people on Steem to distribute tokens to them in return for doing things for us. So for instance, with the tokens for tweets that I do, we can actually leverage Steem and Steem Power and to be frank with you, other networks that offer similar things, not just Steem, right? But we could leverage those to actually kind of not only get the message out on Steem, but on other platforms. And not only get the message out, but even have phases where you create content and things that people can propagate for the second phase. I'm sure this is being recorded. I'm sure that there will be a post about how valuable Steem is and how probably by Steem leadership with this idea in the future. So clap for them whenever they repeat this on their own blogs. But just something that you guys can see, this is something that we can do today. And like I said, and like you guys can see, the Whaleshares community, they're a group of badasses. If we can make them whales in different ecosystems, they're going to do more valuable things. So, I mean, that's what we do, right? Make each other whales by promoting things that we believe in and that we know that the people who are surrounding us, have ethics and a vision. And that's what they have in Whaleshares. So maybe I'll spend a little extra time trying to make connections on that one for you.
Yeah, man, I'd appreciate it. And anybody's help that wants to help too, I'll definitely be stopping by the Discord later on and seeing what we can work out. So, yeah, trying to keep this thing moving, man. We love the idea. It's something that really has the potential to change a lot of things, and that's kind of why I'm in this whole thing. So,
well, I'll say this. Despite the fact that you guys are doing an ICO and that costs a lot of money, you have amazing development. You have at least one person, and most likely, I think 2 people that I really know that I can vouch for as far as their skills. And one of them is absolute badass. So with that said, I mean, I'm certain that one of them is badass.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you're going to have the code. I don't think that's going to be the problem.
Yeah. No, they're all pretty badass coders, man. It amazes me what they're able to get done in the amount of time that they can get it done in. So, yep. So this first round that we're doing right now is, it's basically our pre-sale, and like a full-on ICO will be held in February. But this is basically just gonna build out the rest of the platform, or build the beta and get it all up and running, and then market the next ICO, and then we'll be on to mass adoption.
Sounds good. Well, you actually have about a minute ago, you passed the 15-minute mark. So if there's anything that you would like to say, unless you're planning on passing out tokens today, but I'm pretty sure that that's not the point at this juncture, right?
No, not right now, but I wish I could.
Well, obviously you have tokens that you have for sale. That's what's going on at this juncture, this phase.
Right. So yeah, anybody can just email me at forrest@purity.io if you need to get a hold of me, and I'm in Discord as Crypto Hippie. So it's great talking to you guys. I've been gone for a while. I'm glad to be back here listening. So thank you guys.
Thank you. What we'll go ahead and do is we'll say thank you for joining up today, and we will see you guys here at 2:30 p.m. UTC, and I look forward to hearing more of what's going on in the ecosystem and keeping up with you. See you next week.
You've been listening to the Beyond Bitcoin Whaletank. As a reminder, be sure to follow the Beyond Bitcoin tag on Steem, as well as our Hangout host Official Fuzzy for the latest Whaletank updates. From all of us here at the Beyond Bitcoin Whaletank, we want to thank you for being a part of the discussion.